There's something deeply sacred within your heart that you may not have fully understood yet. If you've arrived at this message, it wasn't by chance. The angels whisper that there are special souls in this world, souls that carry a unique celestial mark, destined to walk a path different from what society considers normal. You may be one of these chosen souls. Archangel Gabriel, the divine messenger of truth and revelation, brings a revolutionary message for those who have always felt they don't fit into traditional relationship patterns. There's a profound spiritual reason why some people never find the right person, or feel that conventional relationships don't make sense in their lives. This reason goes far beyond what you might imagine. Have you ever wondered why, despite being a loving, kind person with so much to offer, romantic relationships seem to slip through your fingers like sand? Why people around you find their partners while you remain in a constant search that never materializes? The answer may surprise you. Before incarnating on this earth, your soul made a sacred agreement, a spiritual contract to walk alone for a very special reason. What I'm about to reveal next could completely change your perspective on your love life and your mission here on Earth. There exists a special category of souls that angels call solitary light bearers. These souls chose, even before being born, to experience solitude as a way to awaken to a higher, more elevated and meaningful purpose than any human relationship could offer. Before continuing this message, write in the comments this mantra: I accept my sacred mission of light and awakening. Now, continuing the message, Gabriel reveals that these souls aren't alone as punishment or lack of worthiness. On the contrary, they were chosen because they possess exceptional spiritual strength, capable of sustaining a mission that requires total dedication and focus. When a soul is constantly involved in the emotional dynamics of a romantic relationship, a significant part of their energy is directed toward nurturing and maintaining that connection. For missionary souls, this division of energy could compromise their ability to fulfill their celestial purpose. Think about the great spiritual figures. In history, many of them walked alone, not because they weren't capable of love, but because their love was directed toward all humanity. Jesus, Buddha, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, all of them understood that their mission required a different kind of surrender, a form of love that transcended the limits of a single person. But you don't need to be a historical figure to have a sacred mission. Your mission might be awakening other people through your art, your written word, your healing presence, your ability to console, or simply through the elevated energy you emanate when aligned with your true purpose. Solitary souls frequently become beacons of light for others who are lost in darkness. Gabriel explains that the feeling of loneliness you experience isn't emptiness. It's a sacred space being prepared for something greater. It's like a cosmic womb where your true mission is being gestated. Each moment of apparent isolation is actually a period of spiritual initiation where you're being prepared to become a purer channel of angelic light. There's something very important you need to understand. Your inability to be content with superficial or conventional relationships isn't a flaw. It's a gift. Your soul recognizes that you deserve something deeper, more meaningful, more aligned with your true nature. And sometimes that something more isn't another person. It's your own connection with the sacred, with your mission, with the source of all love. The angels want you to know that you're not being deprived of love. You're being prepared to become a vehicle of universal love, of unconditional love that heals, transforms, and elevates. This type of love cannot be contained in a single relationship. It needs to flow freely through you to touch as many lives as necessary. Your apparent solitude is actually a deep intimacy with the sacred. It's in this silent space that you can hear the voice of angels more clearly, receive celestial guidance, and connect with the wisdom you need to fulfill your mission. When you understand this, loneliness transforms into sacred solitude, into communion with the divine. Your soul chose this path, knowing it would be challenging, but also knowing that you had the spiritual maturity to transform what others might see as lack into abundance. You're not missing out on love. You're being prepared to become a master of love in its purest form. The transformation happening in your life right now is deeper than you can imagine. Gabriel reveals that souls chosen to walk alone go through a unique process of spiritual alchemy, where each experience of apparent rejection or romantic disappointment is actually a celestial redirection toward something infinitely greater. Have you noticed that certain coincidences in your life aren't mere coincidences? That person who seemed perfect but suddenly disappeared without explanation. That relationship that started well, but inexplicably fell apart. That constant feeling that something is missing, even when you're with someone. All of this is part of a carefully orchestrated celestial plan to keep you free and available for your true mission. The angels work behind the scenes of your life, creating situations that may seem frustrating in the moment, but are absolutely necessary for your spiritual growth. They know that if you settled into a conventional relationship now, it could spiritually lull you to sleep, making you content with an ordinary life when your soul yearns for something extraordinary. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments 1111 to claim it. Gabriel wants you to understand that there are different types of soul contracts. Some souls come to Earth to learn about love through couple relationships. Others come to teach about love through motherhood or fatherhood. And there are those, like you, who come to demonstrate that love can be experienced and expressed in ways much broader and deeper than society traditionally recognizes. Your soul made an agreement to be a living example, that completeness doesn't come from another person, but from alignment with your divine purpose. You're here to break patterns, to show that a fulfilling life can be built through connection with the sacred, through service to others, through expression of your unique gifts. But that's not all. There's something even deeper happening. Gabriel reveals that solitary souls frequently carry wounds from past lives related to romantic love. Perhaps in other incarnations you experience deep betrayals, devastating losses, or relationships that diverted you from your spiritual mission. Your soul chose this life of apparent solitude as a form of healing and purification from those ancient wounds. Each time you feel that pang of loneliness, each time you wonder why everyone seems to find someone except you, remember that you're going through a process of karmic cleansing. Your soul is being prepared for a type of love that transcends human limitations. Universal love. Love that heals. Love that awakens. If this message is resonating deeply with you, if you feel that finally someone understands your unique experience, I'd like to make a gentle request. If you felt that these words brought clarity and comfort to your heart, please consider supporting this work through the thanks button. Each gesture of gratitude helps us continue channeling these messages of light and hope for souls like you, who need to hear these sacred truths. Solitary souls also have the special ability to connect with higher dimensions more easily. When you're not constantly navigating the emotional complexities of a romantic relationship, your vibrational frequency can rise more easily. You can meditate more deeply, receive clearer insights, and become a purer channel for angelic guidance. Gabriel explains that many of these souls become healers, counselors, inspired artists, writers, therapists, or light workers in various forms. They use their own experience of solitude and searching to help other people find meaning and purpose in their lives. Your own spiritual thirst becomes the source from which you offer fresh water to other thirsty souls. There's also a practical reason for your solitude. You're being prepared for a period of great service to humanity. In the times that are coming, the world will need people who aren't tied down by intense personal commitments, people who can move freely wherever they're needed, who can dedicate their time and energy completely to the work of healing and awakening that needs to be done. Your emotional and energetic availability is a gift you offer to the world. While others are focused on building and maintaining their families, you're free to be an instrument of transformation wherever you go. You can travel, study, learn, grow, and serve in ways that would be impossible if you were dividing your attention with a romantic relationship. What you're beginning to realize is that your life isn't a story of lack, but a story of spiritual abundance. You're not being deprived of love. You're being prepared to become a master of love in its purest and most elevated form. The awakening happening in your consciousness right now marks the beginning of a new phase in your existence. Gabriel reveals that you're about to enter what the angels call the golden revelation phase, where everything that seemed confusing or painful about your solitude will begin to make perfect sense. This is the phase where you finally understand that your apparent lack was actually sacred preparation. There's a secret that few know about souls who walk alone. They possess a unique ability to access frequencies of love that completely transcend the common human experience. While most people experience love through the filter of another human personality, with all its limitations and conditioning, you're being prepared to experience love directly from the source, the pure, unconditional, and infinite love that emanates from the heart of the universe. Before continuing the message, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please take a moment to subscribe. This helps us continue creating meaningful content for you. Continuing the message. Gabriel wants you to understand that your solitude isn't a cosmic accident or karmic punishment. It's a conscious choice your soul made before incarnating, recognizing that you had the spiritual strength necessary to sustain this challenging path. Not all souls are capable of enduring the intensity of sacred solitude. You were chosen because your soul had already demonstrated, in other dimensions and existences, that you possessed the spiritual maturity to transform isolation into communion with the divine. This revelation may be initially difficult to accept, especially if you've struggled with feelings of inadequacy or questioned why you seem to be different from others. But what you're about to discover is that your difference isn't a deficiency. It's a spiritual specialization. You're like a rare musical instrument, tuned to play frequencies that most people can't even hear. There's something very important you need to know about the coming months of your life. Gabriel indicates that you're entering a period of spiritual acceleration, where meaningful synchronicities will begin to appear more frequently. You'll notice that the right people show up in your life at exactly the right moment. Not for romantic relationships, but for spiritual collaborations, knowledge exchanges, opportunities to serve and grow. The universe is conspiring to connect you with your spiritual tribe. Other souls who, like you, have chosen unconventional paths of growth and service. These connections won't follow traditional relationship patterns, but they'll be deeply meaningful and transformative. You'll discover that you can experience intimacy, understanding, and deep connection without needing the labels or structures that society considers necessary. Your ability to be alone without feeling lonely is an advanced spiritual skill that few develop. You're learning to find completeness in your own presence, to fall in love with your own soul, to recognize that you are, simultaneously, the lover and the beloved, the seeker and the found. This is a mystical realization that mystics and saints have sought for centuries. Gabriel reveals that solitary souls frequently become bridges between the physical and spiritual worlds, because you're not emotionally entangled in the complexities of a romantic relationship. You can perceive energetic nuances that others cannot. You can sense when someone needs help, even when that person doesn't express it verbally. You can offer comfort and guidance, because your own experience of searching has made you sensitive to others' internal struggles. But this message reached you at the right time, and you need to understand that there's divine urgency in your mission. The world is going through a massive spiritual transformation, and souls like you are needed now more than ever. Your availability, your sensitivity, your ability to connect with the sacred, all of this is urgently needed to help with the collective healing that must happen. You might be wondering if this means you'll never have a romantic relationship. Gabriel clarifies that it's not about prohibition, but about spiritual priority. If and when a relationship aligns with your sacred mission, if there's someone who can walk beside you without diminishing your light or diverting your attention from your purpose, it will happen naturally. But that relationship, if it comes, will be very different from conventional patterns. It will be a spiritual partnership, a union of missions, not an emotional dependency. Meanwhile, you're being invited to fall in love with your own existence, with the beauty of your unique mission, with the magnificence of being a direct channel of divine grace. You're learning that solitude can be the most intimate form of communion with your own soul, with the angels, with the sacred purpose that pulses in your heart. The final moment of this revelation has arrived, and Gabriel has a special message for you that can completely transform your relationship with solitude and your mission on Earth. There's something extraordinary happening in your life that goes far beyond what you can perceive with physical eyes. You're becoming a master of the most refined art that exists. The art of loving without possessing, serving without expecting, shining without needing external validation. At this exact moment, as you read these words, the angels are working to align the circumstances of your life with your highest purpose. Every person who left your life, every relationship that didn't materialize, every moment of solitude you experienced, all of this was carefully orchestrated to bring you to this point of awakening and acceptance of your sacred mission. Gabriel reveals that you're about to enter what the angels call the period of spiritual flowering. This is the moment where all the preparation, all the refinement, all the purification you've undergone will manifest in an explosion of creativity, wisdom, and healing power. You'll discover talents you didn't know you possessed, receive insights that will surprise even yourself, and begin touching lives in ways you never imagined possible. Souls who chose to walk alone carry within themselves a special potential to become catalysts of transformation. Your own experience of searching, questioning, refusing to settle for superficial answers has transformed you into someone capable of helping others find profound answers to their own existential questions. Have you noticed how people feel comfortable opening up to you? How they share their fears, doubts, and most intimate hopes? This isn't coincidence. Your energy emanates a special quality of understanding and non-judgment that can only be developed through direct experience of spiritual seeking. You've become a sacred space where other souls can feel safe to explore their own internal mysteries. Gabriel wants you to know that your influence in the world is already much greater than you imagine. Every person you touch with your presence, every word of encouragement you offer, every moment of compassionate listening you provide, all of this creates waves of healing that spread far beyond what you can see. You're like a stone thrown into the lake of collective consciousness, creating concentric circles of awakening that reach places you've never visited. Your mission isn't just personal, it's planetary. At this moment in human history, when so many people are questioning old paradigms about relationships, success, and happiness, you represent a new possibility. You're living proof that it's possible to find fulfillment without following traditional social scripts. You're a pioneer of a new way of being human. The angels want you to understand that your solitude was your greatest teacher. It taught you self-reliance, emotional self-sufficiency, and the ability to find peace within yourself, regardless of external circumstances. These are skills that many people take lifetimes to develop, and you acquired them through direct experience of sacred solitude. Now, you're ready for the final phase of your preparation, sharing your wisdom with the world. This can happen through your profession, your art, your casual conversations, your very presence. You don't need to become a guru or formal teacher. Your simple existence as someone who found peace and purpose outside conventional patterns is already a powerful teaching. Gabriel reveals that in the coming times, you'll begin to recognize other souls who, like you, have chosen unconventional paths. You'll recognize each other instantly, not through words, but through the frequency you emanate. These connections will form an invisible network of light around the planet, a network of awakened souls working together to elevate human consciousness. Your life isn't a story of lack or inadequacy. It's a story of spiritual courage, trust in divine plans, willingness to walk a less obvious path in search of something more meaningful. You're a spiritual hero, even if you don't see yourself that way. The love you have to offer the world is infinitely greater and purer than any love you could have experienced in a conventional relationship. You've become a channel of universal love, and this love will flow through you to touch as many lives as necessary. You're not being deprived of love. You've become love itself in action. Your solitude was an initiation, and now you're ready to serve. Your search was preparation, and now you're ready to find. Your apparent lack was a cleansing, and now you're ready for the spiritual abundance that is yours by divine right. The time has come to step fully into your power, to embrace your unique path with pride and gratitude, to recognize that you're not walking alone. You're walking with the angels, guided by divine love, supported by the entire universe in your sacred mission. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, "I accept my sacred mission and trust the divine plan." Share your experiences in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.